Testing on the 11th of December 1983, Gloucester, Massachusetts. This is, I would probably refer to this as a random history concerning Harry Eustis, Part 2. And obviously, to the listener, who he or she may be in the future, anything that Harry Eustis has to say is indeed of the most importance because it is always accurate. There's no doubt about that, and Harry Eustis possesses just a fine and an incredible memory concerning the Gloucester schooners and the men who sailed them, that special breed of men called the Gloucestermen. And Harry Eustis refers to himself as just an old doryman, nothing more, nothing less. And certainly that isn't the case. I think it would be appropriate at this point in time on this particular tape to explain to the listener a little background history about Harry Eustis. Harry Eustis is truly the personification of a Gloucesterman, a doryman. Having served his time an apprenticeship as a catchy, which was a young lad, a young boy from the Maritimes, starting out on a schooner. Served his time on many Gloucester schooners, with many Gloucester skippers. Harry Eustis is 77 years of age. He was born in Canso, Nova Scotia, and I attempted to conduct an oral history with Harry from childhood, his early childhood memories of Canso, and this didn't really work out too well. I don't know why, but Harry was reluctant to get into this area, and I respected him for that, as I respect him in just about everything he says and does. It was his opinion that who would be interested in what it was like growing up as a very young boy in Canso, Nova Scotia, some 70 years ago. So I had to change directions, change course, so to speak, and go in a different direction. And that was, at what age did he seriously think of going to sea, going fishing? And that was about 14 or 15 years of age. So we pursued this course, and I have to say that really I would not be conducting this history, this schooner history with Harry, this fisherman's history with Harry Eustis, if it weren't merely the fact that my name is Jeff Thomas, and I don't mean to sound smug about that in any way whatsoever, shape or manner. But being Gordon Thomas's son, and Gordon Thomas and Harry Eustis were lifelong friends, only gives me the edge here, that I can go into his home, sit down with this gentleman, this fisherman, and talk to him, ask him questions and questions and questions. But if my name was Joe Dokes from Salem or Boston or whatever, or some young reporter, I would not be permitted in his home. And this hasn't really, this hasn't been easy on me. I can vividly recall, some 4 or 5 months ago, before my father passed away. In fact, it could have been the last time that Harry Eustis and Gordon Thomas spoke to one another. And it was a recording session. I think we possibly were even doing nicknames of the fishermen. And I had stayed up all night. I couldn't sleep. And I had written some 32, 34, 36 questions about the Gloucestermen, and I came to my mind So I had gotten up, came downstairs and wrote these questions down. Well, after the session was over, I said, Harry, I'd like to come down here sometime and record you. And he didn't think too much of that. And I said, I've got some questions I'd like to ask you. Now, I've already written these questions down, Harry, and, why don't you just let me, read these questions off to you. And I don't want you to answer the questions now. I just want to give you a basic idea of what I have, the questions that I have in my mind. So I started, and it's obvious that I talk too fast. I rattle these questions off. Questions about when he was born, who he served with, when he was a catchy, what vessels he was on, what was his roughest trip, what was his father's trip, this, and that. And he just sat there and listened, and my father sat in the chair. Finally, I finished. I said, well, Harry, what do you think? He shook his head and he said, my God, he said, I feel like I'm on trial. And I said to myself, oh boy, you made a mistake, Jeff. You scared him a little bit. He's gun shy. He just does not like to be recorded. Whereas most of the people that I've come in contact with, the fishermen and all the oral histories I've done, this hasn't been the case. People are quite willing to be recorded. But not with Harry. He's a shy man. He's a retiring man. So I've had to really approach this situation very carefully. And when we get together, really, I have to be quite honest, I'm very nervous. Once we get started, once the machine gets rolling and I start asking him questions and he starts to respond, things are fine. But case in point is that one of our last sessions together, I was getting just some wonderful things on tape about Jeff Thomas and different vessels, and I had pressed the pause button on this new machine, the Sharp GF450 tape recorder, because I had something to tell him, and I told him, and then I thought I released the button, and I didn't, and we started recording for the next half hour. It wasn't until we were ready to leave, and I just decided to play back a few things, and I found out that I had missed. I hadn't released the pause button on the machine. I was devastated. I was really upset. So I told him about it and the mistake I had made, and I asked for his cooperation if possible. We could go back and try and re-record some of the things that he was saying. But the point that I'm trying to make to the listener is just a humble point, and that is that Harry Eustis, in everyone's opinion, certainly in my father's opinion, my late father's opinion, was the best of the best, with one fantastic memory. Of course, Harry will tell you right now, I don't remember what I ate yesterday, or I can't, I'm getting older now and I can't remember these things. Well, maybe this is the case, concerning today, but my God, his memory is intact concerning events of the past, of the schooners and his fellow dorymen and his fellow shipmates, Gloucestermen. And I feel so fortunate and so lucky to be sitting in this man's home, just the two of us. And he's been quite good. I have to say, really, he's been wonderful by responding to any question I ask him. He comes through. And so I just want the listener to be aware of these facts. And I don't know where this history is going to lead to, but it's my opinion that I've written down some 94 questions now. We've gone through about 34, 36 of them, I guess. And even after these questions are done and over with and have been recorded, the answers have been recorded, I have the opinion, really, that I'm only scratching the surface with Harry. There were so many things that took place in his lifetime out to sea that he remembers. So many men, good men, the Gloucestermen, a special breed of men. He called them a lovely bunch of men. A lovely bunch of men. And my God, they were. So I just thought I would just take these few minutes to explain this to the listener. And I will endeavor to do the best I can in the future with Harry and just rack my brains and And try and do the best, really, for Gordon Thomas, too, because he well knew that I'm trying to carry on for him where he left off, and that's that's no easy task. Harry, we were talking the last time I was here about the Ruth and Margaret, and the fact that she sprung a hell of a leak, and you guys had to bail by buckets and pumps. And now, what caused her to start leaking like that? You say a sea hit her?
Yeah, a big sea hit her. We were jogging on Cassius.
On Cassius Bank?
Yeah. Afternoon, blowing the gale of wind. And a big fella rolled down and caught her. Knocked her down, the fella says.
Knocked her down?
Yeah. And it took half of the doilies, smashed half of them, took everything on deck. And the pilots, I guess that went too. Prisoners around the two men.
It did.
Fred Bushy was overboard, and they got back again.
One of the Bushies from Arashot, I wonder?
Fonz's brother, yeah.
Is that right?
Prisoner lost a man.
For God's sakes.
And he had a bail her out.
And you fought like hell to bail her out, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now,
The wind moderated the next day, and we headed them home. We had no, even took the riding sail.
is that right?
Took
And,
everything.
and where did you put in afterwards to get her repaired? Helen?
We come right to Gloucester.
Oh, you came right to Gloucester?
There's only 90 miles left, 90 or 100.
Oh, okay.
We had to come home. There were pictures, and I had a picture somewhere.
The Ruth and Margaret?
And my scrapbook, I got the picture.
Yeah, who was the skipper?
Mike Clark.
Mike, that's right, Mike Clark. Harry, after you were on the Ruth and Margaret, now what year are we talking about here? Are we talking about 1920?
No,
19...
in the 30s, early 30s.
Early 30s. After the Ruth and Margaret, what vessel did you go into after her?
No,
You don't
I
remember?
forget now, no.
Okay. Okay, after the Ruth and Margaret.
And Hester's may have been, probably.
Yeah.
I forget now, it's been so damn long.
Yeah. What were some of the next vessels you were on, Harry?
Well, I went to Tebow after that. Again, I was in there when she was new, and I left and I'm back again, and I'm back in there with Jimmy Abbott again.
Yeah.
That was in the 30s, too.
As I recall, you told me that you went to Essex when the Tebow was being built.
Yeah. I seen her getting built, and I was there the day she was launched. 1930, St. Patty's Day.
Yes, it was St. Patrick's Day, 1930. Was
Yeah.
it snowing?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it usually does on St. Patty's Day, doesn't it?
Huh?
It usually does on St. Patty's Day,
I don't
sometimes.
know, I forget now. We were all went up in a truck.
On a truck from Gloucester?
Yeah.
Was it a big crowd, Harry?
Oh, yeah, quite a crowd, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you.
It's cold, I know that. Then after that, I went to Boston. Just out of Boston after that, I guess.
Okay. Harry, tell me, how many trial trips did you ever go on?
Not many.
Not many? Any?
Only one, I think.
Now, what vessel would that be?
The Tebow.
Oh, the Tebow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, on a trial trip. All right.
I think that was all.
Who was the skipper when you were on the Tebow?
Freeman Crow.
Free Crow, that's right.
Yeah,
He was. Where was he from?
Shelburne County.
Shelburne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the first man that took her. He had her first.
Harry, in all your travels on vessels, were there any holidays that you were out on vessels?
Until Christmas.
On a Christmas on a vessel?
Yeah.
Oh, what vessel was that?
Mary F. Curtis.
Oh my Lord, you don't know the year at all, do you?
No. In the 30s.
Mary F. Now, how did you get to go out on Christmas?
Well, we went out the week before, and it struck bad weather, and had no fish, so we stayed out.
Oh. In other words, you expected to be home in Gloucester by Christmas.
Yeah, we all did. But
That must have been hard to take, wasn't it?
yeah.
Oh, Lord. So how'd you celebrate Christmas out at sea? Did you do anything?
we fished in the morning,
Fished in the morning.
which we shouldn't have known.
Yeah.
We fished in the morning. That afternoon we went in somewhere, some little harbor. I forget what that ever was.
In
Just a little place to lay in a
in
lower
Novi?
gale wind.
In
Yeah,
Novi?
Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Lower
Jeepers.
gale wind.
No kid.
Quite a Christmas.
Oh, Lord. Did you have a drink When you-
No.
when you went in? You didn't?
No place to drink.
Oh, my
We had
Lord.
nothing anyway.
That's right. You never carried anything aboard, did you?
No.
That's right. Well, that must have been a disappointing Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't for me too much because I was single. A lot of us single fellows.
Yeah, but
There was a lot of them married too.
Oh, my
Yeah.
Lord.
It was for them fellows.
How about that?
I didn't mind it too much.
Jeepers. And you can't remember the year. You said it was in the 30s, huh?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the 30s. Was that the only holiday you've ever been out on Christmas?
Yeah, I guess it was.
Well, what about
Might
the-
have been, I don't know.
What about the 4th of July?
Oh, that don't mean nothing.
No, that don't mean nothing.
No, that don't mean nothing. I see he's leaving 2 days before Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
In the Hespers,
Is that right?
going up over the canal for bait.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't mean too much. Well, I mean, to a married man it would, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're a single fellow, it didn't mean a hell of a lot.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it didn't
No.
mean nothing.
No. New Year, I guess you're probably never out on New Year's.
Yeah, New Year's.
You were out on New Year's?
Yeah, lots of times, yeah.
No kid.
You'd go just after Christmas, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't celebrate many holidays.
No.
4th of July,
Yeah.
if you happen to be in around, a day, you might see it. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I didn't spend many 4th of July's on.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
So again.
Summertime, when you went sword fishing, you very seldom you'd ever been.
Harry, what was the vessel that you went aground on? The Silva? What was this?
Elsie G.
Yeah, Elsie G. Silva. Could you tell me a little bit about that? How that happened?
Well, just on the way home and
From where?
from George's Banks,
You
had a
know?
nice trip of fish.
Do you know the year at all?
1925, I think it was.
1925. Winter, spring, summer, fall.
Yeah,
Winter, spring, summer, fall.
it was in February, I think. February, yeah.
Yeah.
Northeast snowstorm.
Uh huh.
We were coming along, she was making about 10, 12 miles an hour.
Mhm.
She was a good sailor.
Was she?
Very good. We had a sail and engine. We had an engine too.
Both going?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
And she hit. And I tore the whole bottom out of her. I just got off a watch.
What watch were you on?
I was on the stern,
Yeah, on the wheel.
Yeah. And, my watch was up 4 o'clock.
4 in the morning.
And I forget it. I went down forward and was taking off my ice load, and there was a fellow there who used to go skipper years ago, Billy McKay, his name was.
Uh-huh.
Billy said, "How you staring?" And I said, "We're staring west, half north." Well, they said, "You're not going to go very far."
Uh-oh.
And I thought he was kidding.
What did he mean by that?
And I just got my oil pants off and wango. She hit
How hard? Pretty hard?
pretty hard, knocked the bottom of it.
Oh my God.
She went over one belt, and then she went over another belt. See, they have them sand belts.
Sandbars.
She went over 2 or 3 under the bottom of it by then.
Holy man. Now this was in Cape Cod.
Yeah, 9 miles to the southern of the Highland Lake. Pamet River was the name of it.
Holy man. Now Harry, was he off course a little bit?
Yeah, way off. Yeah.
Way off?
Well, not way off, but he was off enough. A couple of 2 or 3 points.
Dead reckoning again.
Yeah, well, Ty took him,
Jeepers creepers. So
and then that was it.
once she banged, what happened then, Harry? Did all hell break loose?
All hell broke loose. So went, got a fire down board, but the water put it out,
Jesus.
And everybody had to get you, had to get what you couldn't, if the gang was turned in their bunks, they had to just go what they had.
Every man for himself?
Oh, yeah.
Now Harry, when she hit,
Grab your leg loose.
did she stay or did she heel over or what happened?
He just made a big jump, and that was it.
Mast didn't come off.
Oh, no, not then, no.
Yeah,
But 1 hour from that, the mask came out.
yeah. 1 hour from,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
I was down forward looking for, I was looking for my suitcase. I had my suit of clothes in there,
Yeah,
and I had money, and I put it in the suitcase.
Yeah.
And the gang were hollering at me, you better get the hell up out of there, she's going to go in a minute.
Oh, Jesus.
And when I left, she was pretty full of water then.
Was she, Harry? You mean there was water down in the...
Yeah,
in
up to the lockers, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So I put we hoisted the dory out, put her in what they call the slings.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't put her out, we just had her alongside, but
Yeah.
we had the slings on her. And I put the suitcase in the dory, and the sea hit that dory, and it upset the dory, hit her on the bottom.
So you lost the suitcase?
And away goes the suitcase, and a little bit of money I had. It wasn't much, but at that time it meant an awful lot to us.
No kidding.
Because nobody had nothing. Just wanted your old clothes on, you know.
Right.
Nobody saved no clothes.
So, over went the dory?
Yeah, we had to get them overboard. The Coast Guard done a good job on this.
Did they?
Very good.
So...
Out in the gale of wind, very small boat too.
Yeah, who was the skipper, did you say?
Manuel Silva.
Oh, Manuel Silva.
Yeah.
That's right. So, did everyone get off all right?
Yeah.
Now, now, once you guys got off, did you have a hard time in the sea?
Yeah, very hard.
Did you, rowing?
Yeah.
Any dories upset with...
Filled up 2 or 3 times, but then upset, you know. Coast Guard picked us up and took us in Provincetown.
They did.
It took about 10 of us. The other fellows, we had to know enough, but we didn't know. We were too young to know.
Yeah.
I was only about 18 years old, 18 or 19. We hadn't known, and we could have just let her go for the beach.
Could you see the beach? You couldn't see it. It was dark.
Stick of snow. Dark.
Okay.
But you know the beach had to be there.
Yeah. Wow.
Some of them did that, and they didn't. They made the beach in 5 minutes.
They did.
It was 2 hours prisoner, an hour and a half.
But Harry, still though, they still took a chance making for the beach though, didn't they? Because they could have upset.
They did upset some of them. But
did.
when they upset, they were so lucky.
They could touch.
They walked ashore.
Oh my!
They got in the sands. We didn't know that.
Wow.
And if they had another 15 minutes in the dory, we'd have been gone because she was breezing up fast and it was a blizzard then.
Harry, this is a sort of a screwy question, but is there any way you can remember who in the hell was in the dory with you?
There was 3 or 4 of us, and we were all young fellows. 2 fellows was the first trip they made in this country. They were good men.
From Novi?
No, Newfoundland.
Newfoundlanders?
Yeah. They were good men, too. There was 4 of us, and we didn't know where we were.
Yeah.
See, we should have got with the old timers to tell us, you know.
I see.
We didn't know where the hell we were.
Who was rowing with you? Do you remember at all?
Fellow named Miles.
Miles?
Yeah, he's not here now.
First name or last name, Miles?
Last name.
He's gone.
Oh, he's on. I think he died. He got blinded afterwards.
Oh,
I
did
think he died, yeah.
Was he a Newfoundlander?
Yeah.
Is
They're all
that-
Newfoundlanders only me.
Is that right? So you guys must have pulled on those oars for all your life.
Yeah, to just keep her up, you know, keep her up in the wind.
You don't remember the name of the Coast Guard vessel, do you?
No, she was only a small thing, about 40 foot long.
Oh, okay. I wonder from what life station she was from.
Race, I think.
Oh, Race Point.
Yeah, Race Point, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, those guys were good in those days, weren't they?
They were very good.
My Lord.
And I always say that to a Coast Guard man.
You would?
Always.
How about that?
Yeah, they had a very small boat,
Yeah.
and they wanted to keep on going.
No kidding.
We wanted them. They said, there's some dories down. I said, where you go? And the captain of it said, it's pretty bad. It was bad. If we had kept on going, I think they'd all been lost. Coast Guard and all. But when there was another big one called a 110-footer.
Yeah.
She came out and picked the rest of the dories.
You don't remember her name?
Huh?
You don't remember her name?
No.
Uh-huh.
I know she was a 110-footer.
Yeah. Now, where did they land you guys?
Provincetown.
Oh, Provincetown. They came around the point?
They came around the high and went in Provincetown.
Okay.
And they just left us ashore, that's all. Nothing, nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Wet, hungry,
Wet? Oh, my God. Jesus.
no money,
No money, wet and hungry. Oh.
and nothing but a suit of white clothes on.
Well, did you go into like a Coast Guard station and get warm?
No,
No.
we didn't. The fellows that went on the place where she hit,
Yeah.
they
Oh, they
took
were-
them up. They
oh.
took them up to their.
Oh, they
they,
took-
they were all right.
Yeah, they took them into their
Yeah.
homes probably.
They were all right, but we wasn't. They didn't. They were cattle, I guess.
So what did you do? How'd you get home?
Well, after they had 3 or 4 meetings, They put us on an old freight train.
They did.
I'm not kidding you. We wasn't in with the people in the coach. We was in the
baggage.
in the bag in the the old bags and stuff, made bags and freight.
Uh-huh.
And they took us to the South Station.
South Station in Boston.
That was it. Do what you want to do. There was some newspaper men. They were going to buy us a supper. We give them a little story. We give them a little story, and they walked away from us.
They walked away from us.
So we had nowhere to go.
Oh, Christ. So how'd you get home?
The only thing we could have done, we walked down the fish pier.
You did?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you see if you get a ride to Gloucester?
Yeah, I'd get put up for the night. It was around 10 o'clock in the night.
Oh, my God.
Took us about 10 hours to get from Providence down to the South Station.
Right.
You know, that storm, you had to stop. It was snow, you know. It was an awful snowstorm.
Oh, my God.
So we went aboard the Grand Marshal.
You did?
Yeah, and they gave us our bunks. They were good men. They were very good guys.
Who was the skipper at the time, remember?
Simon Terrio.
Oh, Simon Terrio.
Yeah, I slept on his bunk.
You did, really?
Yeah.
No kidding. Jesus.
He
What
woke,
is it?
He woke the cook up and told the cook that we were shipwrecked fellas, and the cook got out and he fried eggs and ham,
No kidding.
fed us. Oh, yeah. They were very good to us.
No, what an adventure that was, Harry.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
You wouldn't believe it, but the next day I was bound out again.
You found out again the next day? Oh, Jesus.
So I couldn't go nowhere.
I
They had no
know,
clothes,
I
they had
know.
no shoes, they had
Yeah,
nothing.
Jesus. Oh,
They had
my
nothing.
God.
There was a vessel going out, and the fellow said, I want a door mate. You want to come? And I said, yeah, but I got to get some gloves and mitts or something.
Away we go. Oh,
That was in that. I'll tell you what vessel it was. It was the L.A. Dunton.
It was the Ellie
Captain
Denton.
Hogan.
Oh, Felix Hogan.
Yeah, he gave me $10 socks and mitts and gloves, tobacco, cigarettes.
He outfitted you.
Yeah. I had the white clothes, the boots, and all I had to do was dry them out. And I was down the road the next night.
Is that right?
I didn't even get to Gloucester.
Yeah. Harry, what became of her now after she had hit? She just broke apart, broke to pieces?
2 hours she was on the beach. Everything, spars and everything. Yeah, I got an old picture. It might make a little bit of it. I was going to have it fixed, but I should have. She was a good sailor, you know.
She was a good sailor?
Oh yeah, there's a picture of her racing in the Fast Naval.
Yeah. Who did she race against?
She raced with the Elsie
She did.
and the Arthur James.
Oh, the race of the two Elsies.
With the Elsie and the Arthur James and this one and the Ralph Brown.
Oh, yeah. But the Elsie G. Silva and the Elsie, didn't they race alone one time too?
No,
They didn't?
never,
Oh.
no.
I thought there was...
No,
all right.
that was when the Elsie went down and raced the Blue Nose.
Okay.
So they had these vessels, you know, the Arthur James and the Ralph Brown, the Elsie and the Elsie G. Silva.
So anyways, when she struck around Truro.
Yeah, just over Truro Beach.
Okay, she was gone in 2 hours, up on the beach. Bits and pieces.
Her spars was on the beach. All the fish was on the beach.
Oh, jeez.
We had 110,000 fish.
No kidding. Mixed fish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
somehow of it.
My Lord. Now tell me something, Harry. Where was he bound to begin with? Was he bound to Boston?
We're going to Boston, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, boy, he was off course then, wasn't he? Huh?
And we had another point that we had to come up, like west nor-west, if we would have seen the light, probably the Highland Light.
Yeah.
But we was way by this side of the lake.
She was. Well, she must have been an Essex-built vessel.
Yeah, he overrun, that's what he did.
Yeah.
He didn't think she was near there at all.
Oh,
And she was doing that, and like, God. I stared at her for an hour, and I think she was making 10, 12 mile an hour, easy.
Holy mackerel.
Sails on her, the engine, and wind right ahead, right behind us.
Harry, when you stood watch at the wheel, would you be alone or would someone else be with you?
No, you'd be alone.
You'd be alone.
Yeah.
Were you ever
The other fellows be on the bow.
lookout?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord!
We had no pilot house either. It was just on deck, you know.
Wow!
Cold, boy, that used to be cold.
Jesus Christ! Well, how long would your watch consist of?
Scored how many dories you had, how many men you had.
Okay, so
38 minutes to the wheel, 38 minutes, about an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 12 minutes, or an hour and a half. Sometimes 2 hours.
Then
You stare an hour and look over an hour.
I see.
Just scored how many men you had.
Okay. Then you'd be relieved.
Huh?
Then you'd be relieved.
Oh yeah, you blow the whistle there, but that the watch, we keep call the watch, the other fella on the lookout.
Oh, I see. I see. Then you'd go below, get
Yeah.
dried up.
You wouldn't dry up much, you hold the oil clothes off and get in the bunk.
Yeah. Would you have a little mug up first?
Sometimes
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't.
My God.
Sometimes you wouldn't.
Harry, tell
There's
me.
nothing to eat anyway then, you know.
Yeah.
I thought there were plenty to eat, but I mean,
Well, if she was rolling a pitch and
Yeah.
you didn't feel
well,
it,
bad night you wouldn't.
you just want to get in the bunk. Were you ever lashed to the wheel? I mean, did you ever tie yourself to the wheel?
Did I?
Oh.
Plenty times you had to.
No kid.
You don't last, you get a rope put around your waist there.
Oh my Lord.
That's if the sea hit you, you wouldn't go overboard.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people was killed by them. I was always scared of them.
Were you?
Always.
Yeah.
I know a fellow who had the rope around him and the main boom hit him and come down and hit him on the head, killed him.
Oh, Jesus. Good God.
Dangerous.
I guess.
And if you didn't have it, it was dangerous. Because if the sea come in water, or if the sea ever come in water without the rope, you were gone. They hit you right.
Son of a gun. Well, Harry,
Those were the hard days.
Harry, would you say when you went aground in the in this particular vessel we were just talking about, was that your scariest experience? Must have been one of them anyway.
One of them, I guess. I was too young to realize it, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose.
I was only about 18.
Uh-huh. Son of a gun. Well,
When you're young like that, you don't realize it, I guess. You
yeah.
don't care or something, I don't know.
Harry, when you were shipwrecked like that, or aground, or astray, or whatever, did you ever get any kind of compensation from
No,
nothing?
not those days. There was nothing, no.
Absolutely nothing.
Not a thing. You wouldn't get a cup of coffee.
Wouldn't get a cup of coffee. Let's say that a vessel went down with all hands. Would the widows ever get anything? Wasn't there a widow's fund?
Yeah, it wasn't much though.
What, $100, $200?
About that was all. Get that once a year.
Once a year. You mean for the rest of her life?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Oh, really?
But now it's different now. They're in charge.
Oh, I know they are.
Yeah.
I know.
Years ago, they had nothing.
Yeah.
If you were shipwrecked in Nova Scotia, they'd dress you up, suit of clothes, pair of shoes, nice overcoat, fit you right out,
They would?
send you home, ship you home.
No kidding.
You're in a foreign country.
Wow.
Sure. American Council would do that.
Well, the
A lot
American
of fellas used to just leave when
Yeah.
they get foggy. They'd just leave and
Uh-huh.
to get the suit of clothes.
Is that
Get your hair cut, yeah, you're all fixed.
Oh, jeez.
He wouldn't know you. I had a brother got shipwrecked in Mary, Ohio.
Uh-huh.
And I came up on the boat from Yarmouth to
Yeah,
meet him.
yeah.
I didn't know.
You did.
All dressed up, haircut, and
Best
new
he ever
suit of
looked.
Clothes. Yeah, and I was saying much of it. I didn't thought he was going to be married.
And the American Council paid for the whole thing?
Oh yeah, they send you home.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Harry,
But when you're in your own country, see.
Yeah.
Like we were we was in Provincetown.
uh-huh,
See, that was it.
yeah.
Stay there till you die there. I was like, what is in your home?
Harry, when your vessels used to put into port, where's some of the places you guys would go for a drink? What were some of the names of the bars and saloons in those days?
Well, in those days, in Dustin, there was no bars there down there then.
No bars.
No. Oh, you'd go home somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
Friend would invite you in, you'd have
Yeah.
a bottle probably, you know, have
Yeah.
some drinks. And you'd drink aboard the vessel a little bit, you
hmm
know.
What would you do, rum or whiskey?
And then you
You
get
didn't get your hands on.
rum, whiskey, beer, gin, didn't make no difference.
Yeah.
A lot of them would go in the vanilla and everything. Lemon. That was the big thing, lemon.
Lemon.
Cook used to have to hide the lemon. I don't know how much I used to hide.
Is that right?
They'd find it too.
Well, now, you say lemon, now was that
Lemon extracts.
oh, lemon extract?
Yeah, it make you really drunk, but
Oh, it had alcohol in it?
oh, you had alcohol.
And the cook had, he used to...
I used to cook, I used to buy a lot of it, and I used to hide it, you know, and they drink it the first night.
It must have been kind of sour, though, wasn't it?
No,
No, sweet?
no, it's in the bottle.
Oh,
I
really?
used to keep it a year.
Lemon
Extracts.
Oh, my God.
And I used to keep it in the flour barrel.
You did.
You know?
Good place to hide it.
Yeah, good place. All
Just
right.
dig a little hole and bury it.
They'd smell it wherever you go. And one night I got up and one morning I got up and I was making some muffins.
Yeah.
And I didn't have I had to go in the flour barrel. I didn't think they'd ever go in there, you know.
Yeah.
So there was one head sticking up the barrel, you know, a bottle, and I took that. I didn't look for them, you know, and I didn't look for another one. I just wanted that one. So I used it. And one night, next night, we were going down the Grand Bank. We'd take your wheat down there. And they were still drunk, a lot of them, you know.
Jeez.
And I heard a little noise. I know what the hell. Here was a fellow, he had his sleeve rolled up, and he had his whole elbow down his elbow. He was into it to his shoulder in there. And he was going like this, you know, getting all stirring all around. And I got every bit of it that night.
Is that
Next morning I got up, I had no lemon.
Oh, my God almighty.
And that happened lots of times.
Well, now that must have been a pretty big flour, about what, 100-pound flour barrel or
I
something?
had about 10 bottles, you know.
Yeah.
They're not quart bottles, they're only small bottles.
Yeah, I know they are.
You know.
I know they are. But it must have been pretty powerful. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah, they drink that, yeah. And they drink, another thing they used to drink, Jamaica ginger.
Jamaica ginger.
They used to have that for cramps.
Uh-huh.
And then cough medicine, some kind of cough medicine they used to drink.
Yeah.
They used to clean out the medicine chest lots of times, you know, clean it out.
All right, Harry, let me ask you this. Say you're in a vessel and you're up north, and you put into Lunenburg. You want to go ashore and you want to have, with your buddies, friends, you want to have a couple of drinks. Where do you go? Any place in Lunenburg?
What, now you mean?
No, in those days. You aboard a vessel and you put into Lunenburg.
Yeah, but you'd go up to somebody's home, you know.
Oh,
There's no bars.
No bars?
No.
You'd go to
Down on the wharf,
somebody's
sit
home.
down on the wharf.
Okay, say that you went to somebody's home. What would they be likely to serve you? Some kind of rum?
They wasn't selling, you had to bring your own, bring it.
Oh, you had to bring your own.
Yeah.
Well, where would you get it?
Well, they had bootleggers there.
Oh, they did have...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. They were rum running in those days, right?
Oh, that was the biggest rum running town in Nova Scotia.
Lunenburg was,
Yeah.
it sure was.
Yeah, they're all bootleggers.
But now, are we talking about rum, though? Or whiskey, or
No
gin?
difference what it was, you get
Okay,
it.
you get it.
Rum, gin, beer, anything.
All right. Speaking of beers, Harry, what kind of beers, did they used to drink in those days? What were the brands? The names of them?
Oh,
Pickwick?
You get the Pickwick, and you get that,
Genesee?
yeah.
Yeah?
Black Horse, that was a
Black
good
Horse?
Black
They
Horse,
sell
yeah.
Black Horse today,
I know they do.
And it's a fine ale, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and there was all those King's Beer was the best on there.
King's Beer?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was a light beer, like.
Uh-huh.
And then there was brandy, and
Yeah.
they had good brandy.
What about Ballantine Ale? Did they have that in those days?
I guess so. They had
Yeah.
everything. They
Yeah.
had everything you wanted to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to go in St. Pierre to get a nice bottle of brandy for $1.50 or $1. The best. That Napoleon, that's one of the
Yeah,
best brandies.
That's
around.
right. I think they still make that today, Harry, don't they?
Yeah, it's dear as hell. You buy it up here, you'd pay $20.
Oh, of course you would. Of course you would.
Now, we used to buy it down there for $1.50, or $1. Sometimes $1 you get it for. You want the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
You can get whiskey for $1 a bottle.
What brand, Harry? What was the name of it?
Oh, I forget now.
Mm-hmm.
And the rum, you used to get the Demerara.
Demerara.
That was strong.
Was it?
That strong?
You don't know what proof it was. 90, 100?
90 or 100.
It must have been.
Yeah.
Was it a dark rum, Harry?
Black rum, just like molasses.
Oh, Jesus. Is that right?
And they used to have a Cassie wine. They used to mix that with it.
Did they?
Well, that would make you drunk.
Oh, jeez. Now, how did they drink the rum? Straight, or would they put it in some kind of a fruit drink or anything?
Well, they know fishermen drink it straight.
Straight down.
Yeah. I never liked rum myself.
You did?
No. I don't think I had over 5 drinks in my life.
Is that right?
I never liked rum. I never liked Scotch whiskey.
I never liked Scotch. I like rum, but Jesus, rum can be tough on you
Yeah,
sometimes.
I never liked it.
Harry, did the Gloucestermen and Lunenburgers generally get along pretty well?
I thought they did, yeah.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot of Lunenburg fellows fishing up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they got along good.
Yeah, tell me, off the top of your mind, can you tell me what were some of the better-known Lunenburg skippers of that time you were fishing? What were some of the names?
In Lunenburg?
Yeah.
Rolly Knickel was the...
Rolly Knickel.
He was one of the top liners on there, high liners.
Yeah.
Albert Himmelman,
Albert Himmelman.
Tommy Himmelman,
Tommy Himmelman, yeah.
George Himmelman. Their
George.
Himmelmans were good fishermen.
I guess they were.
And this Angus Waller, that's all he was a good fisherman.
Yeah.
He wasn't a good sport.
I know that. I know that, Harry.
Is that on?
Yeah, but that's okay. That's everybody knew. Listen, you know, this summer, was it this summer or last summer? I bumped into Wayne Angus Walters. That's his grandson.
Yeah.
And he told me that
On
he
the
knew
Blues?
yes, on the
Oh,
Blues.
I met him.
Right, nice boy.
Yeah,
He told me he knew well his grandfather was a cantankerous old man.
yeah, I met him.
No doubt about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Well, he was. He was very old. He had two faces, a fishing face and a shore face.
That's right. He did. Yeah. You remember the logo on the dairy that he ran? You can
No.
whip out you can whip our cream, but you can't beat our milk. Something like that.
No, I
Yeah,
don't-
I think so. Yeah.
He ran a dairy for
Yeah, he
years.
did. Yeah.
He was a good fisherman, I guess.
Yes. Do you remember Angus Tanner?
Very well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a nice man.
But didn't he have a reputation of being kind of hard on his men?
He was a good fisherman, but
He
he was
was a good-
hard.
he was a hard-
He
yeah.
worked hard, but he's made money.
Yeah.
He was a very good fisherman. All them Tanners were good
They
fishermen.
were, weren't they?
Yeah, there was a lot of Guy Tanner and
Yeah.
Calvin. Calvin was a good fisherman.
Were they brothers?
No,
No.
cousins.
Oh, cousins.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the guy got killed in Halifax, fell over.
Oh, jeez.
Only a young fellow.
Is that
They were
right?
going out that afternoon. He had a few drinks.
Off the schooner.
Fell off the wharf, I guess.
Oh, jeez.
Hit his head on the
Pilot.
rail and
Oh, jeez. No kidding.
went. Only a young man.
I got a Christmas card yesterday from Blanche Tanner. You know who Blanche Tanner is?
No.
Angus's wife. Yeah, Angus. Yeah, Captain Angus Tanner's wife.
Oh yeah?
I paid my respects to her this September when I was up
Is
there.
he dead?
Yeah, he died this spring.
Oh,
last
he did?
spring.
I didn't know he was
Yes,
dead.
I thought I told you that.
No,
You
I
know, in
don't
fact,
think I did.
Harry, when I got word of his death, I
That's-
kept it from my father because I didn't want to upset him.
I
And
didn't know that.
yeah, in about a month and a half before my father passed away, I told him about it. He
Yeah.
took it well. He was a nice man.
Oh yeah, he was a very good man.
I guess he was. You know where he got his first sight in Gloucester?
Yeah, I
Did-
think
did-
so.
You know the name of the schooner? Boston?
Oriole, I think, wasn't it?
No, the Alice.
Yeah,
On the Alice.
He went in the Oriole.
And he went on the Oriole right after that.
And then he went in Sylvania.
That's
with,
correct.
grandfather.
For my grandfather. Yeah.
Yeah, I know him. I know him in Cancer. That's where I met him first.
Did you really?
Yeah. And then I met him in Lunenburg, and we got chummed around, you know.
No kidding.
Very nice man.
Is that right?
I wanted a book that was called The Roving Fisherman.
You're by Frederick William Wallace.
That's right. And there was none in Lunenburg. And I was asking him, I said, "Gee, it's too late, couldn't get one of them books there." He said, "Harry," he said, "it's the best book ever you read." It's full, but he said, "I'll get you one."
No kidding.
And I said, I was up in the stores and they said they didn't have one.
Yeah.
I'll get you one.
Yeah.
He brought one down.
Did he
Yeah.
really?
The other fellows at bottom paid $20 for them. He said, "Now this book only cost $10.
Is that right?
That's all I paid for it. And that's all I want you to pay."
You mean to tell me, now do you have that book today, right?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that the roving fisherman book you have now, Angus Tanner gave you?
Yeah.
Oh my.
He didn't give it to me. I paid him $10.
Well, I mean, okay. Oh, he got it for you.
He got it from me. Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
crying out loud. How about that?
I didn't want it.
My Lord.
Yeah. He was a nice man.
Yes.
Tanner.
But you know, Harry, I wish you could have seen the nursing home that man was in. If a nursing home can be beautiful, Harry, that place
Yeah.
was beautiful. He had a room on the second floor, a great big picture window, looking right down on Lunenburg Harbor.
Yeah, your father was telling me.
Oh, Jesus, nice place.
I wonder how old was he when he died?
He was, yeah, I can tell you exactly, Harry. He was
80?
88.
He was 88?
Yes, he was.
I guess he
He
must
was
have been.
88, yeah.
And there was this Calvin Tanner. He was quite a man, too.
Uh-huh.
He was quite a guy. We came in Cancer one time, and I was in a vessel called the Thomaston.
The Thomaston?
Yeah.
Schooner?
Little schooner, yeah.
Little Gloucesterman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was the skipper?
Fellow from Edgerton, Ike Norton.
Ike Norton from Edgartown, Mass?
Yeah. And we had 60 swordfish. They were big ones. There was always get big fish down off Lewisburg. You know.
Was she about 90 feet long?
No,
Not even
I'd
that?
say about 70.
70
probably,
feet long, yeah.
So anyway, at that time, there was a law that you could not go into. You could go in these Nova Scotia harbors, but you couldn't buy nothing. In other words, you couldn't buy food, you couldn't buy ice, you couldn't buy oil, buy nothing. Big fine, you'd be seized, you know. So we went to Sydney, and we went in there in the night, and then we got a hold of an oil fellow, and he said, "I'll fill up your tanks, but I'm taking an awful chance."
Oh, boy.
So we had 4 or 5 fellows watching to see if anyone was coming down the wharf.
Yeah.
So we got the oil. The oil wasn't too bad yet,
Uh-huh.
but the ice, no way,
No kidding.
no way. Well, we had our fish, and we had to have ice on them, or they'd
Yeah,
rot,
you'd
you
lose
know.
them.
So I told him, I said, let's go to Cancer. As I know some people in Cancer. My father lives there. And as I know a lot of people there, I was born there, you know.
Yeah, right.
I knew fellas that sold ice. So I got in touch with my father, and I told him, well, he said, gee, it's too bad you're losing fish. Angus Tanner was in Cancer, and he was taking ice. He was going up to Queensport for bait.
Queensport,
Yeah, that's only about 10 miles from Cancer,
okay.
10, 12 miles.
All right.
So my father asked him, Calvin Tanner, if he would take 5 or 6 tons of ice on deck and take it outside the islands, and we would come out.
You say that by Angus Tanner giving you the ice, he saved you 6 or 7?
I'd say $6,000. We had a nice trip, and all big fish.
What kind of fish were they? Had?
Swordfish.
Oh, so that's right. You said
Yeah.
swordfish. Okay.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Now, where had you caught those swordfish? What bank?
Oh, we caught them up off the Scattery Island, and Ingonish,
Ingonish.
and St. Paul's, all up around the
Oh,
Cape
up in,
Breton
oh,
coast.
Arishot country.
Yeah, the Cape Breton coast.
Well, now would that be in the spring or the summer of the year?
Right in the summer.
Oh, right in the summer.
Yeah, month of August.
Harry, speaking of Arishot, did you ever put in the Arishot?
Yeah, once. Oh,
Just-
yeah, 2 or 3 times.
Was it a pretty little place?
Yeah,
It was?
yeah.
Was there much of a settlement there?
Yeah,
Houses and
it wouldn't be
stores?
Big, no.
No, just a few?
I suppose they'd be 1,500 probably.
People?
Yeah, 1,000 maybe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, probably more than that.
But there were stores and everything, right?
Oh yeah, there was grocery store, yeah.
Yeah. And they're mostly French, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah. Was it a clean little town?
oh yeah.
Was?
Very clean, yeah.
Yeah.
They had nice churches there, and they had a place where my sister went to school over there.
No kidding.
Like, no, it wasn't a college, but it was something like that. I forget.
Oh,
what
a
it
middle
was.
school or something like
Something
that.
like that,
Yeah.
yeah. Better schools than we had in Kansas.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
My Lord. You mean, now would this be one of your sisters that's living today?
No, this
Oh,
sister
the one
lives
that-
up here now.
Oh, okay.
She took it
How many
first
sisters
time.
did you have for crying out loud? 4, 3?
5,
You had 5 sisters?
Yeah.
How many in the family altogether?
9.
Oh my God, 9 kids. They sure had big families in those days.
Yeah. There's only 5 is left now.
Yeah, I think Alphonse Bushy told me there's about 12 or 13 in his family. There was, I mean.
Oh, they're the big family.
Yeah. But when you was in, what vessel were you in when you were in Arishot, remember? Or what vessel it was?
I forget. I was in Huntington Sanford. I was in there.
A schooner?
Yeah, and
The
I was in there.
Sanford?
Yeah, I was in on a beam prowler.
Oh,
the
really?
Rayondo, yeah.
Oh, the Rayondo, okay.
Then I was on the last year I was home. I was working on this little schooner where we were buying fish.
Yeah.
We used to go over to Bushy's place over to
Yeah.
Cape Hogan
That's right, Cape Hogan.
and Arishot.
Yeah.
in a place called Lodways. They used to have traps,
Did they?
haddock traps, you know.
Haddock traps?
And we used to buy the fish from them.
Uh-huh.
We get 30,000 every day.
Would you?
I'm doing 25,000.
Yeah.
Just across the bay. No, there's only about 12 miles, 12, 14 miles.
Uh-huh.
That was the last job I had in Johnson.
When you was in Arishot, did you know at the time that was Jeff Thomas's birthplace?
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you ever see, now you never saw Billy Thomas, did you?
No,
Never saw
these
him.
pictures of them.
Heard tell of him?
Oh, her told me.
Quite a mariner, was he?
Yeah.
Harry, do you know how much money his total stock was when he retired
Yeah,
from the
it's eating right fast made.
$950,000.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that?
a lot of money.
That was big money in those days, Harry.
They had another cousin down here I used to know him very well. You know George Thomas, he's a cousin of yours, isn't he?
Yep.
His father,
Is that right?
Alex.
Alec, that's right.
He was a lovely man.
Did you ever meet him?
I was shipmates with him.
You were really?
Albert, yeah. A nice man. He never hardly speak.
What-
Very quiet.
Yeah, Jesus, Jeff was quiet too.
Yeah, he's just like Jeff.
Tell me, was Alec, was he big?
Big, I guess he was.
He was big.
Yes.
Was he dark? No, he wasn't.
No.
Mustache?
No.
No?
I know he could eat.
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, from what I can understand, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Alec Thomas always stay in Arishot? Live there? Or did he?
No, he lived in Gloucester.
Oh, he did live in Gloucester?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got 34 children there. He had George and...
Oh, there were 8 brothers, Harry.
I mean, Alec's sons.
Oh, Alec's sons.
people. He had
Oh, okay.
4. He had George and Alec and 2 girls in there.
Okay.
Yeah, George and I used to be buddies.
Really?
George Thomas, yeah. He worked
And
with me.
Alec was Jeff's brother?
No, cousin.
Cousin.
Yeah.
That's right.
He used to go with him all the time.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Is that right? But he was a big eater, did you say?
He could eat that old salt horse.
Oh.
I think he could eat a horse.
Oh,
Salt or not.
is that? Now what is salt horse,
Jesus.
Harry?
Well, we used to call it corned beef.
Oh, corned beef.
Pig beef, but it wasn't the real corned beef. There
Yeah.
was bones in it, you know.
Yeah.
Old rib bones and hip bones. And,
Is that right? Jesus.
yeah, you got to buy the darrow.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. But there was another kind of beef we used to get it once in a while. It was called Philadelphia plate
Philadelphia.
beef. That was very good.
Was it good? It come in a barrel?
Oh, yeah. There wasn't too many bones in that.
Now, how would the cook prepare that? Would he heat it
I'd
up?
have to soak it overnight.
Soak it to get the salt out?
Oh, yeah.
And then he'd heat it up,
Yeah, boil it all day, but
and then add vegetables,
yeah.
and you had your meal.
Yeah, we had the cabbage boiled in there.
Oh, I see.
Turnip,
I
potatoes,
see.
carrots.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that salt horse had a great taste.
Did it really?
Oh, yeah. They used to save the bones. The old fellas make splicers.
Splices?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Now, what do you mean by a splice? You mean something to...
Yeah, they splice rope with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah, they used to make a lot of stuff about them bones.
Okay, I'm trying to think here. Is that one of your old fishing knives, Harry?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's the night for about,
Oh, you took
I told you, the spawn.
the
So
spawn.
he wouldn't cut the spawn.
You call them something, no,
Well,
no, you used another word. Sounds?
no, that's a different thing altogether.
Oh, is it?
No, sounds would be too, I mean, the rolls would be too weak.
Yeah. From what fish?
Any fish.
Any fish,
Yeah.
okay.
Mackerel, herring,
Yeah.
codfish, anything, pollock, any kind of spawn is good to eat. But the haddock is good.
Oh, Harry. Did you ever fish off of Cape North?
Yeah.
You did. Now, would that be within the 3-mile, 6-mile limit?
Oh, yeah, you could put in close.
Pretty
Any
close.
close you could get.
So you could see the highlands, couldn't
Oh,
you?
yeah, you could see the land right playing. Yeah.
Was it pretty?
Yeah.
It was. They tell me that
I fished there with strings a lot.
you did.
Oh, yeah.
They tell me, my father used to tell me many times, that was one of Jeff's favorite
Yeah,
fishing
all the
spots.
shackers used to go down there.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, Wallace Bruce and Jeff
No.
Strings, they used to hold it down
Cape
there.
North.
They used to get big fish down there.
Yeah.
And it was hard work too, hard holes.
Why? Because it's deep?
Well, there was a lot of rock, rocky bottom,
Oh, it wasn't-
tide, a lot of tide.
Oh.
We used to leave Grand Bank, and he always, old strings would do that just to torment you.
To-
He'd fish there on Grand Bank for 10 days, and he'd always save enough bait for one day of the northern edge to break you up good.
No kidding.
Everybody, you know, your arms are sore and everything. And you didn't have enough. You gotta fish one day on the northern edge to do it good.
Is it to do you good?
Yeah.
Oh my.
All the kids. I think he done it. I don't know what he done it. I don't know.
Well, Harry, you know, with strings up, was he a kind man or was he a tough old bird?
Tough, yeah, he was tough, but he was kind though.
He was
When
kind.
he was drinking, he'd give you the shirt off
Shoot
his
off
back.
his. Is that
When
right?
he's drinking, he was just the other way. He had the old
When he's
lip
sober.
the old lip hanging down on it. Very superstitious. I never met a man. I was with him 5 years there, and I never. Kelly was with us most of the time.
What?
Patty Kelly.
Oh, Pat Kelly.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I never met a man so superstitious in all my life.
His strings.
Never.
Is that right?
If he seen you coming on deck with a Noel coat on,
Yeah.
that was it.
That was it. You were in big trouble then.
That was it. And we used to torment him. I did anyway.
Really, Harry.
We were jogging one night around Sable Island,
Yeah.
and it was a fine night. Never thought he'd come on deck now.
Uh-huh.
And there was a great big man, oh God, he was twice as big as I was.
Uh-huh.
He had a soldier's coat, one of World War One.
Yeah, I know what they look like. They were long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I put it on, he was dragging,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah.
way below the heels. I was walking on it.
Yeah.
I was standing by the wheel, and he come up, and he let an oath at him.
He did.
Where did you get that? I said, my father, I brought that from down home. I said, down home, that would kill him, too,
Yeah.
if you said that.
Is that right?
Yeah, I had it said cancer, he wouldn't have said that.
But he's down home used to get it.
I brought that up with me.
Oh, my
I said, it was my father was in World War One, which he wasn't.
God. Yeah.
And he knew my father well. And I said, your father wasn't in World War One. I said, well, my grandfather was there. Somebody give us a I took it.
Yeah. But he
Well,
was...
he's I'll tell you what I'll do with you, sonny.
Uh-oh.
If you will take that off.
Yeah.
I didn't own it, you know.
Yeah.
Big French fellow.
Yeah, you borrowed it.
Yeah. If you take that off and throw it overboard, I'll buy you the best suit of boy clothes that's in Boston.
Oh, my God.
But you gotta throw that overboard. And I said, no, I wouldn't part with that. That's my grandfather's.
He was that superstitious.
Yeah. So I went forward then and took it off.
Oh, for
Oh
God's
my God, he was superstitious.
Is that right?
Another thing, he was the first fish come on deck, they were halibut or hadding, whatever
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
He used to be a French fellow, we used to call him Flatfoot.
Flatfoot.
And he'd always take the first two codfish and split them and salt them, take them home, dry, you know. And did they ever ate that?
Yes.
And never get a fish this true. That's it.
That's it. Bad luck.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
You know, there was a man coming aboard with us. He had a meal pot. Somebody told him we were going down to Madeline's for,
Yeah.
for a date.
Yeah.
And this fellow, the gang told this fellow, I didn't know who, he was a French fellow. He said, the fellow only had an eel pot down there in Madeline's, and my God, there's eels, best place for eels in Canada.
Yeah.
Best place.
Uh-huh.
Biggest kind of eels. So this fellow made an eel pot.
Yeah.
Boy, he made it good too,
Uh-huh.
didn't he?
Out of wood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, he made a lovely one. He brought it aboard in Gloucester,
Yeah.
he put it aboard and put it on the cable. He put it on the cable there and he put some canvas over it so nobody wouldn't see it, you know. Because they were superstitious, all them guys, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So one day we were sitting on the cable, Pat Kelly and I, and Toby and Warren. He happened to be there talking, you know, and he picked the canvas up and looked in here at the eel. The big oath come out of him again, old blue-eyed. Who was that? Who brought that aboard? I said, I don't know. Don't look at me. It's not mine. I couldn't make it anyways. I know you couldn't make it. Well, who owns it? I said, I don't know who owns it.
Strings, we're talking about Robertson Gifford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they said, here we are going for a trip of halibut, and another fellow going for a trip of eels.
Oh, for God's sakes.
He took the eel pot and slung it overboard.
He did really.
Oh, yeah.
Threw it overboard. I wonder why he was so
Yeah.
so superstitious about everything.
And the fellow that owned it, he got contrary, he wouldn't go in the door.
He wouldn't go in the door.
No.
Uh-oh.
So he said, if you don't go, I'll take you sure and land you.
Wow.
Way down on the Madeleines.
Oh,
It's a hard place to get out of Madeleines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only an island.
So the guy go in the door?
Yeah, the gang, all the Frenchmen told us, you better go, because you'll be here all summer in Madeleines.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Well,
he never spoke to the summer, never spoke to that truck. He left me get in.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Harry, you mentioned this French guy's name is his nickname is being Flatfoot.
Oh, Flatfoot.
But do you remember his real name?
Yeah, Amaro, his name was.
Amiro?
Raymond, yeah, Raymond Amaro.
From you don't know where?
Oh, he come from around Yarmouth County.
Oh, did he around Yarmouth County?
Amaro's Hill, I guess.
Yeah,
They're all Amaros in that place.
yeah. That was a funny story.
Yeah, he got a family in Gloucester.
Oh, does he?
Mhm.
A lot of Amiros, isn't there, here in
A lot
Gloucester?
of Amaros here, yeah.
Yeah.
An awful lot.
Harry, I'm trying to think of the guy. No, wait a minute now. I'm trying to think of the guy that I met 2 or 3 times from Arashat. A French fellow, the finest kind of a man. His father went with Jeff Thomas on the Sylvania.
I know who it was.
Oh,
I know who it was.
not Landry.
No.
No, we're talking about.
I know his father.
What's his name? Why can't I think of it?
Um,
His father was Tom, right?
yeah.
Tom. Oh my
Um,
God, I can't. Tom.
No, shipman was his father.
Tom. This is driving me crazy.
Tom Landon, no?
No.
It wasn't a French name.
I could. Tom DeLaurie.
Yeah.
Oh, and you say he was a friend. You were shipmates with him
Oh, yeah, in the Hesper, too.
on the Hespers.
Yeah, yeah.
Did he talked with quite a French accent?
Oh, yeah, you could talk,
Yeah.
yeah. Talk
In
French.
fact, I remember his son telling us about the fact that his father would start to speak, and he'd speak like both French and English at the same time.
Yeah.
He was telling me a funny story about some stove. They used to have a name for the stove. A funny name. On the vessels. And, well, anyways. But anyways, this, DeLaurie he used to drink a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But he was a nice fella?
Oh, yeah, a good fisherman, too.
Was he a good fisherman?
Yeah,
In fact, I
Yeah.
understand, according to his son Raymond, he went out fishing in his 70s,
Oh, he was old. Yeah.
up in Arashat, yeah.
He was old when I was shipman, though.
Was he really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
When he was 60, I bet.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah, he went with Carl Olson, too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He went with your father a lot.
He did, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Went with your father for years.
Yeah. My grandfather.
In the Sylvania, I mean. Your
Yeah,
grandfather.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, most of them people in Arashat are Welsh. Your
Welsh.
grandfather was half Welsh.
They,
Your father,
they were Welsh. They married
father
the
was a
LeBlancs.
Welsh. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Good stock, Harry.
yeah.
The Irish and the Welsh.
Another little settlement there. I forget the name of it now.
Petty de Gras?
No, they're all Irish there. They're only
Oh, are they?
about 10 families there.
No
They're
kidding.
bad too.
Bad?
Doyles and Kiltons and Murphys
Really?
and
No kidding.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
They
Harry,
used
did
to
you...
have dances there, and they'd go, boy, if you didn't belong there, they'd kill you.
They would?
Yeah, I forget the name of the place now. Small little place,
Yeah.
little village, like, you know.
Harry, in all your travels, excuse me, in all your travels in Novi, you've heard tell of the men from Judah, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see any of them?
Yeah, sure.
Were they that big,
They were that big,
6-footers?
most all, you know. They met a fellow with 5.5, 5. Well, 6 foot would be the limit. Anything less than that, he was a misfit.
Oh, Jesus.
They were awful big men,
Were they tough guys?
terrible big men,
Really?
and they were tough along with it.
Now, what would their nationality be, Harry?
Scotch.
Oh,
real
Scotch from
yeah,
Judah.
Real,
Oh.
real Scotch.
Like,
Scotch.
McLeod's and...
McLeod's and McDougal's.
McDougal's.
And
Oh, I see.
And,
Okay.
there was a lot of them, wild arches. There was 3 or 4 wild arches and wild Angus. And,
Is that what they call it, the nicknames?
Oh yeah.
Wild Angus, Wild Archie.
Wild Archie, a lot of wild arches.
Holy mackerel.
Wild Archie, that time, used to, when he got drunk, he'd tear a vessel to pieces.
He would?
He used to go crazy, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and they were very good people who carry him, get scared of him, you know.
Oh, Lord.
But they'd fight to a dance. They'd get on the floor and they'd say, Judy on the floor.
Judic on the floor.
Who dares to put him off?
Uh-oh.
That was
I
it.
heard that
Yeah.
before.
You heard that?
Yes.
That's an old saying, that is.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, one fellow would get on the middle of the floor and
And he challenged everybody.
everyone, Judy on the floor. Who dares to put her off?
Jesus. Did they ever get challenged very much?
No, not
Not
again.
really. You'd have to be out of your mind, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
yeah.
How about that? Now, if these men from Judic now, were they, did they fish mostly Canadian?
No,
Or American?
Gloucester.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, yeah. They went insane with some of them.
Well, you heard of the old Hellfire gang.
Yeah,
Were they probably some Judics in there?
oh, yeah.
There was?
They used to pick up that big heavy seine, they throw it over their heads.
They would.
Yeah, those big seine heavers, they were so strong, you know.
Oh, my
You had to be strong in the arm to heave that seine, you know.
No kidding.
Yeah, and they could throw it right over their heads.
In other words, these guys would go to a dance, they'd be having a good time, they'd have a few drinks, all of a sudden one guy would go on the floor, in the middle of the floor and say, Judic on the floor.
Judic on the floor, and you see everything going in.
Oh, my.
If that didn't start with somebody would kick the fiddle, and that was it. And then they'd have it then.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I lived with the people from Judic.
You did?
I roomed with them, yeah.
You did really?
In the
Whereabouts?
Gloucester up on Liberty Street.
Not Mrs. McCarthy's.
No, no,
Well,
her name was Mrs. Carr. She was married. That's where she come from.
Mrs. Carr?
Yeah,
C-A-R-R?
yeah. She come from Judic.
No kidding.
She was a lovely woman.
Was she?
Yeah.
And you roomed with some guys
Yeah,
from
there was
Judic?
3 roomers there.
Big guys?
She had 3 roomers.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't any Judic fellows there.
Oh.
Me and the fellow by the name of Cardigan, and I forget the other one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she gave me a nice place. Very nice.
And what street would you say that was on again?
Liberty.
Oh, I know where Liberty
Yeah,
Street.
yeah.
I know where Liberty
Yeah.
Street is. No kidding.
And she used to, every Sunday, she used to have have some people, some of her cousins,
Yeah.
for dinner.
Really?
And she had one fellow there, I forget his name now, Angus. No, it wasn't Angus, it was Rory.
Mm-hmm.
Big Rory, they call him. Oh, he's an
Mhm.
awfully big man. God. And he used to work down in Gordon Fuse, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him one time. He had to cut me to kill me.
Uh-oh.
So I'm sitting down at the table, Sunday dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and this big fellow come in. Who was it but Rory?
Mm-mm.
He looked at me. What do you doing here? He says.
Uh-oh.
I was invited for dinner, the same as you were.
Yeah.
That was
Jesus. Oh,
the
no.
whole way after that.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Then there was Ewing's,
Who?
Ewing McCastle and Ewing McGarren.
Oh, McCaskill. That's a famous name,
yeah,
ain't for you?
Yeah. And the McCatherines. Red Ewing, White Ewing, they were all nicknames.
Yeah. All Scotchmen.
All Scotsmen.
Yeah. How about that? Well, those McCaskills were big guys, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. There was no relation to the old
To the
Angus.
yeah.
No, Angus was born in Scotland.
Yeah. Right.
I seen his grave,
I know. So in Englishtown.
and I was born in Scotland.
Yeah. No, but his grave is in Englishtown.
English Harbour.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, not far from the deck.
That's right.
I was there one time, a couple
Was
times.
was you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the place in the deck where they have his shoes, and
Mm-hmm.
his overcoat and his hat.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was 7 or 8 foot long.
Yeah, he was a big man. Harry, when it comes this time of the year, Christmas time like it is now, do you think much of cancer at all?
Yeah.
You don't? Because you didn't have, when you was a kid, you didn't celebrate Christmas that much. It was
Sure you do.
You did?
Sure you do.
But was it mostly the cooking and the dinners and stuff?
Same as up there, same
Yeah.
kind of people.
Yeah,
Sure, we used to have good Christmas down there.
you did?
Women had big for a week before, 2 weeks before Christmas.
No kid.
Everything stopped. Christmas is the biggest day down there.
Oh, it was. Is that right?
No work, everything stopped.
Wow. Did you ever have a goose when you was a kid?
Always.
A goose?
Always a goose.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Where would they get it? Would they shoot it or buy it?
No, they buy it from Prince Edward Island.
Oh, no
The
kidding.
vessels come in there and sell them.
Oh, for God's sakes.
No, there was no work done, even the women. They had enough stuff baked,
Yeah,
put away. There was no work done.
really.
Only eat, that's fine.
Yeah. Do you have Christmas trees and everything in
Oh,
here?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right out in the backyard and cutting them.
really.
Oh yeah, Christmas was going today.
Yeah.
New Year's was going today.
Uh-huh.
And the next day would be Paddy's Day. That would be a big day.
Oh, yeah. Well, Irish. Irish Day, of
Yeah,
course.
we come from Irish town. They were all Irish there, you know.
Yeah. They really celebrated St. Patty's Day there?
Oh yeah, big concert in the hall.
Really?
Irish song, men
Irish?
fight, get drunk and fight.
Oh, my God.
Next day they'll all be friends again.
They'd all be friends again, yeah. Oh, my Lord.